I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
The
More.
You
No.
Podcast.
Today I want to discuss Dale Carnegie's 7 principles for becoming a better leader that are discussed in his book How to Win Friends and Influence People. A leader's job, no matter the situation, is to change people's attitudes and behaviors, as well as guide them in the proper direction. And Dale Carnegie's 7 principles are really suggestions for improving at the skill of leadership. So I now want to go through the 7 principles. The first is to begin with praise and honest appreciation. No matter who you're interacting with, it's likely that they value praise and appreciation, and it's something that they may not be getting often. So it's important to have a mentality surrounding praise and appreciation as a leader. The second principle is to call to attention people's mistakes indirectly. And what this means is that when you have to address a mistake that's made, don't do it personally and do it more generally. And be focused on resolving the situation as a whole rather than criticizing the person. Then the third principle is to talk about your own mistakes before criticizing someone else. With this, you show vulnerability and put yourself at an equal slate with the other person you're about to provide constructive criticism to. Then the fourth principle is to ask questions instead of giving direct orders. And what you should do is be focused on open communication and asking the right questions rather than commanding others. From there, the fifth principle is to let others save face. And what this means is to not criticize others and put them in a bad position and be willing to take the criticism and fall yourself. This is something that Jocko Willink discusses in his book Extreme Ownership. And what he says is that it's important to look for your own fault in the situation and what you could have done better rather than putting down others. Then the sixth principle is to consistently praise improvements, even if they're slight. And what this comes down to is that you should make praise and appreciation a norm. And by spotlighting people's improvements even when they're small, you'll increase the level of motivation for those around you. And finally, the seventh principle is to use encouragement regularly and make the fault seem easy to correct. It's easy for people to feel defeated, and by showing people that it's possible to improve, and that everybody makes mistakes and the most important thing is to get better day by day, you'll motivate those around you. No matter who you are, you can be in a position where you're lifting up and leading others, and by applying these 7 principles in your life, you're no doubt going to be a better leader, and by being a better leader, you're going to craft a life of significance by doing so.
I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
The
More.
You
No.
Podcast.